it always amazes me at how philosophical you are. Um, you're so aware socially. You talk about so many things, yet you never deal with these kinds of issues in your music. I mean, it's all about love. Why?
Those issues are not worthy of Barry White's music. I have other artists who will cut those songs. Marvin did it on What's Going On.
Right.
Curtis Mayfield. I feel there's no artist in the history of music that did more for bringing people together and people get ready and things that we've overlooked. The industry's overlooked it. You know, he doesn't get the recognition that he should.
Oh, no, not at all.
You know,
and it's amazing that you mentioned both of those, because when I asked you that question, those are the exact two guys I had in mind.
You're kidding.
I kid you not. I was thinking Marvin, all the things I'm hearing you say. It's like,
so I got other artists who are giving that music to you.
mm-hmm.
I think the thing that you hear less about is love. Love, really honest love and respect between a man and a woman. What an important, the most important element on this planet for human beings. I mean, people talk about having sex and making love. Those are two different worlds, but they both produce the same results. Life. There's nothing that I've achieved in my life. No gold, no platinum, no travels. My greatest achievement is my children. To create, to reproduce myself. That's my greatest achievement. And when you don't understand that and you think that building a building is the world, or making a plane, or having $1 million, my greatest achievement is my children, and a great responsibility came with it. Great responsibility. Where I had to walk away from $40 million in tours. Because to take that $40 million in tours mean I wasn't with my family, my children, my sons, and my daughters. You can't just whoop their ass. You got to whoop their ass and play with them. You got to love them when they're good and take care of them when they're bad. It's a balance. But you got to be there to do that. You know, I feel things, you asked me what makes me cry. The condition that we put women in. The lack of respect that we show women, you know, not only America, other countries do it. Without that woman, there is no society. Without you, there's no society. That's where we are totally equal. You can't get here without her, she can't get here without you. But we treat it like it's nothing. We ignore it. We're very powerful gods. We control everything on the planet Earth. You know, you got a plant sitting in here growing when it's supposed to be outside. We're the landlord, we're the men, you know, we can destroy the birds and the lakes and the water and the air. We're very powerful. We treat that like it's nothing. I'm just a man. You're not just a man. No one's just a man. You have great powers in your hand, in your mind, and we don't use them. We ignore the greatest things that makes and causes a society to exist. And we're paying for it now. You know, what man has done to this world, to women, to children, his children, to nature. I mean, we've destroyed them. And when I see that, that hurts me. You know, it hurts me that my people are not seeking themselves first. If black women and men knew who they really are, you couldn't find a ghetto in America. Trust me. We don't know, because we've been robbed of our knowledge. We've been robbed of our greatness, of our great people and what they've contributed to this world. We've been robbed of it. Unless one seeks it, you'll never know. Okay.
You know, I read recently that, and I had no idea, that you were actually getting ready to produce Marvin Gaye right before he died.
Yeah, the weekend he was killed by his father. It was that Monday. He was killed on Sunday. We talked on Friday. He was killed on Sunday. And our meeting was for Monday. Yeah, I'm going to produce his next album. He was at Don Cornelius' house when he called me on Friday. And he hadn't asked me to do it. See, he put that in Billboard. Marvin did an interview and told everybody that Barry White is producing my next album. But hell, Barry White had no idea. I was in Israel at the time he was doing that. And when I came back through New York, through customs, all the brothers and sisters were in there. Can't wait to hear that Marvin Gaye, Barry White album. You know, people always hearing things. I say, yeah, you know. And I get to L.A., boy, and everybody's throwing the billboard at me. You know, Marvin wants you to produce his next album. I said, you kidding? Yeah, man. And so he called me that Friday. I'd been on about a week. And he had a migraine headache when he called me. And he said, BW, I want you to please consider producing my next album. I said, MG, there's no way that could happen. No way. If you're talking about Barry White coming in and collaborating with you, Marvin Gaye don't need no producer. Marvin Gaye already has a producer, and that's Marvin Gaye. So if you're talking about two black brothers coming together to create their music the way they hear it, the way they want it, then that's nice, but I can't produce it.
And what did he say to that?
He just started laughing, and his headache got worse because I get migraines. I know what he was going through. And I could hear Don Cornelius in the background screaming. So we put it together. He said, well, will you work with me on that? I said, you got it, Mama. It's true. Very true story.